you. Thank you for being here today with me for meditation. You hear that sound of water, the waves? Let's know that that's going to stay that way through this tropical storm that we're having, so that we all can be peaceful and knowing that all is well. Okay? Knowing that for all of us, all of our connections, all of our family, all of those people that are just connected, we are safe, we are sound, we are peaceful, we are at ease. I'm Evonne Fowler, and I'm the practitioner for the day today. And I read the Science of Mind magazine every day and get something special out of every day. And Ron Fox is the writer of the daily guides this weekend. Today is August 20th, and it's Choose Your Expectations. And Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Don't be pushed by your problems, be led by your dreams." And then Ernest Holmes said, "What we outwardly are and what we are to become depends upon what we are thinking, for this is the way we are using the creative power." And then the talk today from Neil is Perfectly Imperfect Passions. So our dreams come right from God, and I think our passions also do. So let's be very clear on what we want, what we'll do. And let's just think about that, okay? Think about it. All during practitioner studies, we all heard about perfect, complete, whole, the oneness. Perfect, complete, and whole. That was hard for me to understand. I realized that that is our spiritual side, that God is whole, perfect, and complete. But I had trouble with me being whole, perfect, and complete. But now I'm understanding a little bit better, and now we're going to try to rephrase that, because we are perfectly incomplete just the way we are. So I think that's a good thing. God is our guide, God is our sponsor, God is our source. But we are humans having a spiritual experience. And sometimes we don't realize that. And when our life is imperfect, we have to bring ourselves back to the fact that we are children of God. We are God in expression. We have all the qualities of God. We are whole, perfect, and complete. So just knowing that, and now knowing that we don't live in the past, and we don't live in the future, we live now, right now. And if we feel unworthy, uneasy, whatever it is, we know that we can change. We can change our thinking, our perception of just what's happening. So think about that. Let's take it into prayer. God is, I am. No matter what, God is always with me. That's one thing that's for certain. God will always be a part of me. God is me. All I have to do is know it and remember it. And like Reverend Liz would always say, sweet, sweet, sweet surrender. I let go and I let God, and I breathe, and I mean it. I feel it. And then there's a peace and a calm that comes over me. I am one. God is my source. I'll always remember that. God will never leave me. God is my source. All I have to do is open up to it. I live in the now, and I look for the new. And the new is a better place because I've learned up to this point, and I think clearly, I make clear choices, and tomorrow will be better. And so it is. Thank you for joining me for meditation. And for those of you on Zoom, we're having a party today. We're having an in-house picnic, and we got lots of good food in here. So maybe you want to put on your clothes and come and visit us. Okay? See you then.
You are so beautiful, you are complete. You are the beggar you meet on the streets. You are divine and you are inclined to be. But I pray to God that you will be free, yeah. 'Cause I want you to run, feel the grass on your feet. And I want you to share with all that you mean. 'Cause we are one race, we are one family. When you find your soul, there's no room for greed, yeah. So come, mothers, come, fathers. And come, sisters, come, brothers. I say, come the whole world, see what you learn now. 'Cause all I wanna say is namaste to you. So let this light shine down upon you all. 'Cause I know now where I'm going, and I take you all alone. And I'm smiling in my eyes, and I see praises in my soul. From the rivers and your mountains, we are one and one for all. Yes, I know, no. That we are one. Sweetheart. Well, nothing can happen without Brahmans doing. So we should find out what we're pursuing. Do you want money and fame or a piece of the game now? Or are you ready to see and go beyond your beliefs? This is a time of hurt and a time of war. But nobody knows what it's all for. Can't you see money is blind? You're God in a disguise now. You must surrender to life and not my Shiva. So come, mothers, come, fathers. And come, sisters, come, brothers. And I say, come the whole world, see what you learn now. 'Cause all I wanna say is namaste to you. So let this light shine down upon you all. 'Cause I know now where I'm going, and I take you all alone. And I'm smiling in my eyes, and I see praises in my soul. From the rivers and your mountains, we are one and one for. Yes, I know, no. Yes, we are, we are. Yes, we are, yeah. Yes, we are, we are. Yes, we are, and we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are one, Namaya, Namaya, Namaya. We are one, Namaya, Namaya, Namaya. We are no Janama. Don't you know? Don't you know that we are one?
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 They said it's time, and I know that without a doubt, the spirit in us, oh, is trying to break out. But this is your time, this is my time to illuminate, cause we were made to shine. Divinity by law in our DNA. They lied but we saw truth anyway. This is divine recognition for this time of remission. Time change mission said you have my permission to be your light, let no man dim. See your sight is not original sin. I said you came in the same way that you will go, and that's with love and with righteousness. Heed to the flow. But I heard it all before, yes, what the man said. Never held it in my heart, but I held it in my head, yeah. But then I saw that it isn't just suggestion, it's spiritual law. To love all, serve all, and remember Jah. And so we love love all, serve all, and remember Jah. Love all, serve all, and remember Jah. And so we love all, serve all, and remember Jah. Love all, serve all, and remember Jah. This is bliss, that's what it is. So tell your parents and your kids that they should not miss. The time is now, the questions how we look for each other in answers. Singers and dancers will lead the way, been led astray, but now we have answered the calling, and Babylon is falling. Proud to be inside the flow that no man is stopping. I must stand tall. Kahu is watching, so is my family, and so is my tribe. Mustn't seek vanity, must seek to be wise, must seek to be wise, yeah. But I heard it all before, yes, what the man said. Never held it in my heart, but I held it in my head. It isn't just suggestion, it's spiritual law. To love all, serve all, and remember Jah. So we love all, serve all, and remember Jah. Love all, serve all, and remember Jah. So we love all, serve all, and remember Jah. Love all, serve all, and remember Jah.
Good morning. I almost heard a good morning back. Let's try it again. Hey, wait there. Wait. Now we're going to try it one more time. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. It is time for our service. We're going to play our song of the month and get this show on the road. Our song of the month is Amy Steinberg's Yes.
I say yes to the goodness. I say yes to love. I say yes to abundance raining down from up above. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes to forgiveness. I say yes to God. I say yes to the moment bringing me such positive thoughts. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with light. They're saying yes, they're saying yes, they're saying yes. I say yes to surrender. I say yes to grace. I say yes to the beloved. Looking back at me when we're face to face. I say yes to acceptance. I say yes to faith. I say yes to the lessons I'm learning how to grow through all the pain. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with fight. I said no to depression, no to the rant, no to the voices that tell me that I can. I say yes to authentic, yes to the truth, yes to the laughter, yes to you. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna be in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world.
To hit my button. There we go. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We are jamming this morning while other people are at home in their jammies. If you are joining us online, I hope you're enjoying your jammy morning. But we are jamming here, so we're glad that you are here. Wow, I'm like rapping today. If this is your first time in person, we have some blue folders in the back. Feel free to grab one on your way out. Tell you all about Center for Spiritual Living and what we're all about and what we believe. If you're here for the first time online, type your name in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. I know that we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have on the chat. So I'm glad that you all braved the storm and came out this morning. So we have awesome things going on this morning. Let's start by reading our vision statement together. With all of the joy and enthusiasm we can muster, CSLB is an inclusive and transformative community of spiritual practice. And yes, we are. I am lighting our candle this morning as we send our light and our love and our consciousness and our prayers to anybody and everybody who is affected by this thing we're calling formerly Hurricane Hillary. We know that there are people, maybe not in the United States, but in Mexico, who may have been affected. So let's just take a moment to send them our light and our love and know that God is present right where they are this morning.
Knowing that we all are safe in the mind and in God. Good morning, I'm Evonne Fowler, and I'm one of the practitioners here today. And please take a moment to silence your phone if you haven't already done that. The other practitioners and I will be available over here on my left for any prayer that you might need. We don't want you to go home with any problems that are bothering you that we might be able to assist you with in prayer. So please just wait over here, and one of us will find you and do a spiritual mind treatment with you. Please allow the music to take you into the silence, followed by the morning's invocation.
Turn it over, I surrender, I let go of my fear, I release, and I remember your love is always here. Use all of me. Use all of me, all of me, God, use all of me, all my gifts, all my wounds, God, I give it all to you. Use all of me, all of me. I turn it over, I surrender. I let go of my fear, I release, and I remember your love is always here. Use all of me, God, use all of me. Take my life, for good, for good.
Lord, use all of me. I know that we are here today in this very moment, right here and right now. We're gathered in this sacred place to get our spiritual sustenance. And we know that the presence of God is within us, as us, always. So we know that this place where we are is filled with joy and love and happiness and harmony and peace. We know that that oneness is everywhere present. God is our guiding light. I bless all those that have volunteered to make today's service unfold with ease and grace. The huggers, the greeters, the ushers, the kitchen angels. I bless the media team as the service flows effortlessly. For the musicians, for Elle, whose words and voice enhance our service. And I bless Reverend Neil, almost Reverend Neil, as he's the vessel that we hear the message from God. But we are the vehicle that goes out into the world and spreads that word, knowing that what needs to be said is said and what needs to be heard is heard. God is in the house. Feel the presence. And so it is. I'm going to be the messenger for today and tell you about the announcements. Well, today, following service, we want you to join us. Even if you're not here now, you still have time to get here for the picnic in the park, which is really in our sanctuary, in our Carter Hall here. So everybody's invited to come. Like Leo says, get out of your jammies and come on and visit us, those of you that are online. There's lots of good food here. Okay. And tomorrow, August 21st at 3:30 p.m., we're going to have the book study at my house, and it's, The Magic of Surrender. It's a wonderful little booklet, and we talked about reading the first 3 chapters. If you didn't get to the 3rd chapter, just continue on, because we'll talk about it then too. So it's like about 2 hours, and there's like 10 or 12 people coming. So if you really want to come, just come on over, all right? And the sign-up sheet is right over here. But it's a nice little booklet, and we're going to have the book study hopefully done before we start our classes in September. That's why we're doing it this way, okay? So remember to sign up for the new member class on September 16th for any of you that are interested in being a member. That'll give you the information you need in order to make a decision. You probably already made your decision already anyway, but it'll give you some more information. So that class is from 10 to 2, and I think that's a Saturday, right? The class will provide you with more information about our center and the teaching. And this is a free class, and everybody is invited if anybody else wants to know anything about our center, our teaching. And we're going to have our Tea for Two fundraiser. It's set to happen on the Thursday, the September 21st, and that's going to be 3 to 5 p.m. right here in Carter Hall. And CME for details, but we want you to bring a friend too, because this is a fundraiser, and we want, to let people know who we are and what we're all about. So bring your friends, okay? And the next thing is there's a new class, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And that begins on the 23rd. That's a Saturday. And it's from 10 to 12:30. And it's going to be a hybrid class being held in person right here in Carter Hall. And it will also be on Zoom. So we talk about improving our relationships, our health, our finances, by using the teachings of Science of Mind. And everybody is welcome. Contact Reverend Carey for further information. And there's a sign-up sheet up here too. Well, we have one more. On September 29th and 30th, there is a virtual gathering of CSL laity members and friends from all over the world. This is the first time Centers for Spiritual Living has presented an event specifically for CSL members and friends. And the cost is like $49. And let's see, it will be held online. This day-and-a-half conference will provide a deep dive into practice applications for the Science of Mind principles. And that includes music and workshop and great speakers. And what reverend is it, Reverend Carey, that's giving this gathering?
It's coming out of the Atlanta church, so it's David Paul.
David. And he's wonderful and a great leader, and you'll love it. So that's a day and a half, okay? And now, Dorothy Cole, do you have a special message for us?
Good morning, CSLB family. I'd like to ask Rosanna, and just Rosanna. Rosanna, if she would come forward. Rosanna has a special presentation for our center.
Good morning, everyone. Here and on Zoom is not a presentation, it's just a quick message. And there's so much happening in our center, and this is a perfect segue. Talking about fundraising and exciting things for our center. I'm here to present part of our Solera Friends and Family program. It is with great honor and pleasure that I present this check. Not quite a publisher clearinghouse, but just a representation of it for $2,500. And
Yes.
thank you. And this is due to the program that we have established, and for anyone in our center that refers, that has a home to sell, or to buy, or to refinance. Either is it yourself, a family member, or friends. Upon a successful transaction, close of escrow, our center will benefit from $2,500. That is ongoing and unlimited. This is our way to be thankful and to show our appreciation for what we have here, this great community that we have that is always growing, and it is our part to make sure that it retains its sustainability. It is for the perpetuity of our center that we do this. I even had a little something to, let me see if I'm forgetting something important. No, I wrote something, but I'm not gonna read it. So this, I don't wanna take much of your time, but this is basically it. The real check is already there, but
Yes, she did.
but this is just, our way of thanking myself and Bill, for being a member here. This is our spiritual family. To me, it is my spiritual subscription. Whenever I need, my fix, I'm here. I'm usually not able to make it every weekend because of the nature of my job. But I absolutely love this family, and we are very grateful to be here and to be so welcomed from all of you. Thank you sincerely.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Solera, friends and family. This program was implemented earlier this year, and this is our first donation. Now, understand, this is one of several income streams that CSLB has. For example, Science of Mind discussion group consistently brings in monthly income. Birthday celebrations, those, instead of gifts, some of our members have contributed financial money to us. Instead of them getting gifts, they give us the money from their birthday. So we have several income streams, but I want to highlight Bill and Rosanna in this way to acknowledge them for all the work that they do. Their heartstrings are truly attached to CSLB. It's evident in all that they do. The air conditioning that we have today was because of Bill a few years ago requesting a grant through the Heffernan Foundation. Well, guess what? This year we received another grant in the amount of $3,800 specifically for Adrian and his team to upgrade our equipment there. So this couple goes well and beyond. And you can't go into any of the bathrooms. Every time I go into a bathroom, I think of Rosanna because she did the decor in there. So I just want to say it's good to be able to acknowledge the work and the love that is demonstrated to our center by our members, by all of you. So get to Bill and Rosanna if you want to find out more details about how this program works, because this is well beyond their tithe and their pledge to our center. Thank you again. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, Bill's president, and the finance team, and of course you, our membership, we just give you our heartfelt thanks. Thank you.
Well, it's my turn to say good morning. Sure, you want to greet everybody. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised at what a great turnout we have today, considering the weather and all. Many times I play my own songs in this place. I'm not playing, well, I'm playing one of my songs today, but not this one. This is a song written by a guy that is a piano player, not a New Thought guy in Los Angeles. I ran into him and we were talking about kinds of things that you do, and I was talking about playing in places like this, and he says, you know, I've got a song that I wrote for a little musical that might be good. You decide if you think it's any good. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Don't get upset when you don't come in first. Shoot from the hip and love from the heart. Take a few moments to take in art. Don't cut in line, just wait your turn. These are the lessons in life to learn. Cross every T and look 'em straight in the eye. And don't be embarrassed to let 'em see you cry. Use what you got. Use common sense. You don't get too far when you're sitting on the fence. The respect that you you want is the respect that you earn. These are the lessons in life to learn. And as love takes you higher, soar through the sky. Let every desire be the reason you try. You can fly above it all. And sometimes you'll fall. Never give up, but sometimes give in. Look where you're going, not where you've been. Take a deep breath, stay steady and strong. Stand for what's right and admit when you're wrong. And when you grow up and you're on your own, if you ever feel beaten or sad or alone, to my arms you can always return. These are the lessons in life. These are the lessons in life. These are the lessons in life to learn.
Aren't we blessed to have Al this morning? How are we doing so far? Good. Aren't you glad you're here? Yes. So this month our topic is passions and purposes. And this month we're looking at that idea of our life purpose and how that ties into the passions that we have. The first week this month, Reverend Carey talked about reclaiming that joy of finding your passions. And last week, I talked about finding purpose in your life and your passions. And this week, we're going to talk about perfectly imperfect passions and how that imperfection shows up as our life purpose and our passions. Perhaps the biggest barrier to following our passions and our purpose is a fear of making mistakes. That belief that we're not good enough to do that thing that we are called to do. And we talked about last week this idea that we're never too old, we're never done, we don't have to be done growing to live our calling or to live our purpose. You might love to paint, but somebody long ago told you that your horse looks like a hippopotamus. Or somebody, you love to sing, but somebody told you to keep it to the shower. You might have a ton of spiritual wisdom that you want to teach a class or write a book or give a Sunday talk, but somebody says that you don't measure up. And that sticks to us like a bumper sticker. But we all carry within us this urge to express life. That's what we are here to do. But we hold ourselves back, never quite going all in. And we protect ourselves from making mistakes. So my talk this morning basically boils down to this. What would you do if you knew that you could not fail? What would you do if you knew that you could not make a mistake? Because the spiritual truth is, there might be delays, there might be detours, there might be disappointments, but all roads lead to your highest and best good as long as you keep moving forward. Every road leads to the destination of your highest and best good if you keep walking the path. One of the things that stops us is that we stop walking that path. We stop moving forward. We're so afraid to make a mistake that we freeze, or we faint, or we fight the calling that is within us. Afraid to move in any direction, we just stand there paralyzed. What is stopping us is not the fear, not a mistake, but the fear. It is our judgments towards ourselves and others that keep us from moving forward. And we simply stop, and life starts to pass us by. Some people stay stuck in that moment, reliving the same story, the same circumstance over and over again, telling their story about why they are stuck where they are stuck. And they watch as life passes them by, even though it is us that is keeping ourselves stuck. It is like you are driving and you get a flat tire and you sit in your car and watch everybody else drive by. You start hearing yourself saying things like, well, aren't they lucky? They get to keep driving. Well, if I had that kind of car, I would be driving too. If I had had a better childhood or better parents or a better job or a better body, I would be driving too. But woe is me, here I sit with a flat tire. What's wrong with that? We all have flat tires. We all have stories of disappointments, delays, and detours in our lives. But you're the one sitting in the car with the flat tire. And all you have to do, and all you can do, is change your life. Change your thinking. Change your tire. We even have a whole class about it. Sign up. How to change your life. How to change your thinking and how to change a tire. Change your thinking, change your life. Don't sit in a car stuck on the side of the road watching life go by. What would you do if you knew you would not fail? What passion or purpose is calling you? Besides sitting on the side of the road with a flat tire, another barrier that keeps us from reaching our passions and our purpose is that we give up too soon. I used to drive back and forth. I taught in Las Vegas, and I would drive back and forth to California every summer to see my family and my friends. And really, if I'm honest, it was because as a first-year teacher, I couldn't afford the air conditioning in Las Vegas, especially if I was going to be home all day. But what if I got to Baker and I got halfway to Las Vegas and I said, well, I guess it just wasn't meant for me. I guess it's just taking too long. I'm never going to get there. It's just not in the cards for me. I would never have made it to my destination. Sometimes we give up too soon because it takes time and we stop. And some of us, we get to a certain point in our life and we just park the car. And we say, I'm done. I've gone as far as I'm going to go. And we sit in the parking lot and watch life pass us by. We sit in that car, parked spiritually, emotionally, physically. But if we have a destination in mind, or if we trust that the destination will be revealed, we keep moving forward. Sometimes that means that on the way, we figure out that we don't want to go where we're going and we go somewhere else. Maybe instead of driving to Las Vegas, we think, oh, I'd rather go to the beach. That's okay too. But the key is that you have to keep moving forward. Buddha said there are only two mistakes along the road to truth. One is not going all the way, and the other is never starting. Not going all the way or never starting. The truth is that all roads lead to our highest and best good as long as we keep moving forward. I used to worry. What is the right path for me? Am I on the right road? Am I taking the right classes? Am I majoring in the right degree program? But then I realized that the path is so wide that you really can never leave it. Now, one night when I was quite a bit younger, I was coming home from a party and it was like 1:30 in the morning, and I fell asleep while I was driving. And the road curved, and I didn't. And I woke up to tumbleweeds bouncing off my windshield. And I jerked the car back onto the road, and I looked behind me and saw the red and blue lights of a police car. My car was all busted up. I pulled on the side of the road. Of course, the police officer thinks I've been drinking, which I haven't because I don't. And I tried to explain to him that I just fell asleep, and he said, right, blow here. Was that a mistake? I may have left the road, but the road never left me. I made it back home because I got back on the road and kept moving. I could have stayed in that field yelling to the universe about how unfair and unjust life is, and how I wish somebody would just come rescue me. But that never would have gotten me home. I had to keep moving forward. Ernest Holmes says in the book, A New Design for Living, somehow or other, in some way or other, that time arrives when we realize that today need not be bound by the mistakes, the fears, or the failures of yesterday. We need not be bound by the mistakes, the fears, or the failures of yesterday. Now, even in that experience, I had to take responsibility for the fact that I had fallen asleep. I had to take responsibility. I didn't blame the car. I didn't blame the police officer behind me. And I certainly didn't blame the road. Blaming everything else wouldn't have helped me learn from that experience. And I think that we have all fallen asleep from one time or another. But our spiritual community and our spiritual practice help us stay awake. And here's what might surprise you. While some might see that situation as a mistake, what if it was all designed for my highest and best good from the beginning? What if through that infinite intelligence that we call God, that runs the universe with purpose and love, that event was in my life to teach me, to wake me up, to help me be more intentional with my driving? If I believe that that's true, then certainly, although it was scary and inconvenient and expensive, let me add, we can call it perfect and we can call it good because we know that there is a purpose. We know that there is no mistake that the universe can't use for our highest and best good. And I saw this story online about a water bearer in India who had 2 large pots, each hung on the end of a pole, and he carried it across his neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, while the other pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water at the ends of the long walk from the stream to the master's house. The cracked pot arrived only half full. For 2 years, this went on daily, with the water bearer delivering only 1.5 pots full of water to his master's house. Of course, the perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, perfect to the end for which it was made. But the poor, cracked pot was ashamed of its own imperfection and miserable that it was able to accomplish only half of what it had been made to do. You ever feel like that? After 2 years of what it perceived to be bitter failure, it spoke to the water bearer one day by the stream. I am ashamed of myself, and I want to apologize to you." "Why?" asked the bear. "What are you ashamed of?" "I have been able for the past 2 years to deliver only half my load because this crack in my side causes water to leak out all the way back to the master's house. Because of my flaw, you have to do all of this work and you don't get full value from your efforts." The water bearer felt compassion for the pot and he said, "As we return to the master's house today, I want you to notice the beautiful flowers along the path." Indeed, as they went uphill, the old cracked pot noticed the sun warming beautiful wild flowers on the side of the path. And this cheered it up some. But at the end of the trail, it still felt bad because it had leaked out half its load. And so again, it apologized to the bear for its failure. The bear said to the pot, "Did you notice that there were flowers only on your side of the path? That's because I have always known about your flaw, and I took advantage of it. I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walk back and forth from the stream, you've watered them. For 2 years, I have been able to pick beautiful flowers to decorate the master's house. Without you just being the way that you are, he would not have this beauty to grace his house. Each of us has our own unique flaws. We're all cracked pots." I just got that. But if we will allow it, life will use our flaws to grace the flowers of another's table, our homes, and one another's lives. In God's great economy, nothing goes to waste. Our teaching is often accused of denying reality, that people think that we like to stick our fingers in our ears and say, "La, la, 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 all is good," when it's not. But that's not what we're about. What we're about is saying that no matter what happens and what it looks like in the moment, there is good behind it all. There is intelligence behind it all. There is love behind it all. No exceptions. So what if the question isn't, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Maybe the question is, what would you do if you knew that simply by moving forward and learning along the way, you would make it to your destination? There is no passion. There is no purpose without bumps. And in my case, tumbleweeds hitting my windshield. Because that is what makes the journey. That is what helps us get ready for the destination. And that is where we learn and experience life. Joel Goldsmith wrote, learn not to be afraid of mistakes, and you will make less of them. Learn not to make mistakes, and you will make less of them. We can learn new skills, new ways of being, but it all starts with our belief that we can. There is a phrase that we teach our students, and we talk about the power of yet. I can't do that yet. I can't write a book yet, but that doesn't mean I won't one day. And that doesn't mean I can't. I don't have my doctorate yet. That doesn't mean I can't. That doesn't mean I won't. It just means I don't have it yet. So what is your yet? What purpose or passion is calling to you? You might not even be able to do it yet. You may not be perfect for it. But as long as you keep moving forward, you can get there. Or you will end up someplace even better. So while you're at our picnic in the park today, in the social hall, I want you to do me a favor. Take the time to talk to each other and ask each other this question. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Or you might ask this question. What do you love to do that doesn't look perfect to others? What do you love to do that might not look perfect to others? When we know that all practice is perfect, all practice is perfect. We can let go of our judgments of ourselves. We can let go of the judgments of other people, those bumper stickers that people have slapped onto us. Have you ever taken the time or had to take a bumper sticker off a car? It doesn't always come off easily. Some of the labels that others have put on us or that we have put on ourselves don't come off easily, but it's worth the work. This week, pay attention to that still small voice, that creative urge to express life. Take a risk and do something that you're not perfect at yet. But keep moving forward. Make mistakes and learn from them, and go after those perfectly imperfect passions and purpose. And so it is. And so I invite the practitioners that are present today to join me in prayer this morning. As we enter into that consciousness of perfection, it is all whole, complete, and perfect. Spiritually. Though we all might be cracked pots this morning, we know that spiritually we are all, as Evonne said in meditation this morning, whole, complete, and perfect. Just as we are. It is our cracks that make us beautiful. It is our purposes and passions that make life interesting and allow us to express that one power, that one presence, that one principle which we call God. That infinite intelligence, that perfect whole, it is perfect. And I know that it is operating in and through and as me right now. And I know that it is operating in and through and as you right now. And because I know that that power and that presence is operating in and through you, I know that it's all good. That anything that is showing up in your life as a mistake, we can let go of that judgment because the universe can use it for good, just as you are. Whatever challenges you are having with relationships or finances or your body, I know that God is right there, right now, living and moving and having its being in and through and as you. And I speak a special word this morning for Linda Saylor, knowing that she is whole, complete, and perfect right where she is this morning. I speak my word for Fern, knowing that that wholeness and completeness is showing up right where she is. I know that God is operating in and through and as all circumstances, no exceptions. And that all roads lead to our highest and best good. And so I give thanks for this truth. I give thanks for this spiritual community that reminds me of this truth. And I release my word into that infinite law that always says yes, that always has my back, and reflects back to me everything that I place within it, perfectly, imperfectly. And so it is.
May I do a shameless plug?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. One of the things that I am blessed to get to do is a podcast. It's called Real Conversations, and it's online at the New Thought Media Network. And those conversations are with singer-songwriters and musicians in the New Thought movement. Some of them do this sort of thing on Sunday mornings. Some of them are in unity churches. Some of them are reverends. And they always have interesting things to say and stories to relate. So you can find that online. The one that we just did, just the other day, isn't even out yet, was with Gary Lynn Floyd. And some of you know him. He's a much beloved character. And his personal background is that he was brought up in Baptist church and was an up-and-coming Christian artist when he was outed and found out he didn't have a home anymore. So he found us, and he does have a home now where he is very well regarded. This is about his latest album, which is dedicated and features the music of his songwriting mentor. Speaking of mentors, that's my shameless plug, so I'll put the period on that. You mentioned David Alt earlier doing this lay conference. Yes. If you don't know who David Alt is, he's one of the great. He is the Reverend David Alt, but he's also one of the great New Thought musicians. You might know Karen Drucker. He's her mentor. So you're just not ever in better hands than David Alt. So I'm sure that's going to be a great thing. Anyway, this is one of Gary Lynn Floyd's songs that I particularly love. It's based on a biblical passage in Luke 17:21. Everybody turn in your books. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday far away. Be bold. It's something that you can tap into, a strength that will help you to get through each day by faith. Oh, behold. So believe the kingdom of God is at hand, within each woman and man. Believe and receive the truth that is setting you free. The miracle in you released, receive and realize. Just open your eyes and behold. The kingdom of God is within you, not just a place to get into someday far away. So be bold. It's something that you can tap into, a strength that will help you to get through each day by faith. Oh, behold. Somehow reach down inside you and find the love that's been there all the time. Somehow, right now, somebody's broken and sad. They need you to give what you have right now. Realize, just open your eyes and behold. The kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday far away. So be bold. It's something that you can tap into, a strength that will help you to get through each day by faith. Whoa, behold. Whoa, behold. Whoa, behold.
So we take this opportunity just to be grateful for all the ways that the Abundance shows up to support this spiritual center and our teaching in the world. If you are online, you can go to cslbeaumont.org, click the donate button. If you want to do an easy way, you could text to give, and the number's up on the screen, 951-420-6909. And if you don't have a gift today, just bless the offering basket as it passes by. I'm going to ask our ushers to come forward as we repeat our abundance affirmation. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
And thank you for receiving, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing, and thank you for believing, and thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
So our closing music this morning is You and Me, and we like to circle up and hold hands and set that energy this morning. Unless you're just not feeling it this morning, you are welcome to stay in your seat, stay in the center of the circle, and simply receive all of the love, which will be followed by our benediction and our closing this morning.
Shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me, one light shining as you and me, one love loving as you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life, one life, one life, one love. One life, one life, one life, one love. One love, one life, one life, one love. All right, all right, all right.
This thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in all my affairs. Perfect and imperfect. Life is expressing itself perfectly through me. I live it. I give it away. And I accept it. Just the way that it is. And so it is. Thank you for joining us this morning. Join us in our picnic